What is up there, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, guys, we are finally going to be installing the spoon monoblock caliper on my 06 Acura RSX Type S, guys. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this video to come out. Finally, guys, we are going to be installing it today, and we're not just going to be installing the spoon monoblock caliper. We are also going to be pretty much doing brake overhaul on my 06 Acura RSX Type S today. So we are going to be doing that, so we're going to be replacing both front and rear calipers and rotors, pads, and we are also installing the Spoon Sports steel braided brake line as well. So let me show you guys the parts that I got here. All right, guys, so here's all of the parts that I got. We do have the spoon monoblock caliper and some hardware for the front caliper. This is the rear caliper, and for the brake fluid wise, I'm going to be going with the Castrol React SRF Racing. The reason why I'm going with this, yes, I know it's kind of a pricey brake fluid. Like per bottle, it's like 70 bucks per bottle, so it's pretty pricey, but the boiling point on these brake fluid is much higher compared to any other brand that's out there, so that's why I'm going with these. But obviously, if you're racing, go with this. If you're not going to be racing, if you're just going to be, you know, going on a street and stuff, you could just use a regular, you know, .4 brake fluid. But yeah, obviously in a hot sunny day, you know, track day and stuff, on a hot sunny day, obviously these comes in handy because I really don't want to overheat my brakes and losing my brakes. So definitely important. Spoon Sports steel braided lines. Gonna be going with the Hawk pads. I know there's ups and downs about the Hawks pads, but I'm gonna try it out and see how these will perform on the track, and if I don't like it, then I'm gonna switch over. So yeah, and I'm also gonna be going with the DBA rotor as well. So yeah, and also for the spoon brake caliper, guys, it comes with a little installation guide, but it really doesn't explain that well, and it comes with both Japanese and English, which for me, I mean, luckily I could speak both languages, so that's good. So no problem on that part, but it doesn't really tell you, like, you know, the torque spec and all that stuff, so that kind of sucks, you know. So oh well. All right, first thing first, let's start bleeding all the brake fluid out of the system, because we are going to be pretty much disconnecting the lines and everything and all that. Now I do have a brand new knuckle, and I don't have a brake dust shield. The reason behind that is because when I got the brand new knuckle hub and everything, the brake dust shield from Acura is completely discontinued out, and you cannot find a brand new brake dust shield anymore. But if you do have a brake dust shield, just, you know, cut around the corners, the edges and all that stuff with a grinder, so make sure you guys do that. But in my case, I don't have it on, so unfortunately, guys, I can't really show you guys the process of me cutting that part, but honestly, it's really easy to do it. Let's start bleeding the brakes. Take the little filter that's out in there. Alright, so I'm gonna start bleeding the brakes from the driver front, then passenger front, then driver rear, then passenger rear. The reason why I'm doing this, well, because when you're actually doing the bleeding process, you start off from the passenger rear, boom, boom, boom. But I'm just doing the, you know, complete opposite way. I don't think it really matters because I'm just trying to get as much as brake fluid out of the system as possible. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I have a fresh new brake fluid that's going in. Alright, now I'm finished with bleeding process. Next step, I'm gonna loosen up this brake line right here using a 10mm wrench. So let's do that real quick. Yes, whew, I got the clip out. I literally had a needle nose plier like this and got the clip out. Now let's see if I can get it out. Oh, that went somewhere. Yeah, got that little clip out. Here, let me focus on this real quick. But yeah, got this little clip out, and that was pain in the ass to do it. Take the brake line out and separate it. All right, now let's grab our brake lines. Now it literally labels it, telling you front right side, front left side, rear left, rear right, all that stuff. So let's grab the front left side. So the left side will be your driver's side, since this car is left-hand drive, not right-hand drive. Right side will be the right side, which will be on the other side. So left-hand drive, left side, that's how you know you're installing it correctly. So the red label that says front left, here, let me focus on that. It literally says front left side. So you're gonna install this on to the driver's side. Hand tighten it first. Now take out your 17mm wrench, put it in the bottom, and then tighten it with the 10mm wrench on the top. Just a snug. It doesn't have to be like crazy tight. So yeah, should be good enough. And then make sure you guys put the retainer clip back in. And to do this, I kind of like tapped it with the hammer, just like gently like that. just slowly, and then got it all the way in there. So yeah, that's good. All right, I cleaned the brake rotor with the brake cleaner, and then I did hand tighten it just a snug. You don't have to go yaga, just tighten it all the way, just a snug on these two bolts. So make sure to do that. All right, let's start assembling the caliper with the bracket now. So my way, I'm gonna show you guys. I mean, you could do it a completely different way as you guys want, how the bracket goes and all that stuff. So now this is the driver's side. Now make sure that the driver's side caliper, the valve is pointed upwards, so it sits in the back like that. So yeah, I have it correct. Okay, that's good. Now the next step you want to do, make sure, is this bracket, this side will go onto your rotor side and the pad side, and this side will go onto the suspension side. So I know it's kind of complicated, you have to kind of do it a few times. And for this bolt right here, you're going to be using the Allen style bolt with the washer. That's how I'm going to do it. So let's do that real quick. To do this, slide it in like that, put the bolt in and washer in too. Don't forget the washer too. Hand tighten it real quick. We're gonna use a 10mm Allen. For now, I'm just gonna hand tighten it. Now, when you put the caliper on, this is how you want to put it. The bracket, then the knuckle bracket, and then you're gonna want to put a spacer and the bolt in. I'll show you guys in a bit once I install it, because I only have 2 hands. I wish I had 3 hands, you know, so I can record it without the hand, but I don't. So once I install it, it will all make sense. I'll show you guys how I did it. All right, this, my goodness, first off, this looks so much better, but let me show you guys how I exactly did it. The bracket has to go inside of it, and then you have to put the washer on the outside. So the knuckle bracket, it sits in the middle, and you put the bolt through it. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. And make sure the nipple, the brake caliper, sits on the top on both sides. Make sure that's that. Let me see if I could shine the light from the inside. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can really see it. This is what the top looks like. Sorry, it's really dark. Trying my best to really film this, but yeah, that's what it looks like. That's the setup. So washer on the far left end, and then the middle, that's the knuckle bracket for the brake caliper, and the brake caliper bracket on the far right. So that's what I have, and that's how I pretty much installed it on the driver's side. Right now, what you want to do is, I have a little fancy torque wrench here, and I'm gonna torque those 4 bolts down to 80 foot-pounds, all of them. That's 80. Jesus Christ. Alright, after you torque all those 4 bolts down back there, next step, I am gonna remove these 2 bolts using a 5mm Allen. So let's do that so I can install the pad. Before I install the brake pads, I did some custom work on 2 out of 4 brake pads. So I had to cut that little piece right there with the grinder, and I have to shave this down because there was like a nipple right there, and then it wouldn't clear my pistons and stuff. So now it should be able to clear. Now I, you know, grind it down and all that stuff. So yeah, let's see how it goes. No problem. It clears and everything after I grind it down. So next step, I'm gonna put some grease around it where the contact point is, so like down here and up here, and this backing plate as well. So that's where I'm gonna put the grease and all that stuff, and it already came with the grease, so I'm gonna use this. All right, so the parts that I have shaved down, it clears and everything, so it's good to go. Now next step is you want to put some grease on it around the edges where it meets and contacts with the plate and the piston and stuff. So you want to put some grease back here, and then around the edges right here and top here too as well. Then it should be good to go. Alright, so you got your pads in, and you got your retainer, a clip and everything in and settled. You want to hand tighten this first, and then the torque spec, it's at like 7 foot-pounds, which is like really hand tight, so just snug it and just call it good. Alright, last step, we are going to be reusing this bolt from the caliper that came, the stock caliper that came off of, and this bolt goes from the brake line to the caliper, so we are going to be reusing this bolt. Alright, so I got that bolt installed, and make sure to put 2 washers, the copper washers that comes with it. Make sure you put that on and torque it down to 25 foot-pounds. I want to pause the video here real quick and shout out to my today's video sponsor, Morespec. Now, Morespec is made with high quality material, very good looking sunglasses, but the best part is they start at $18 all the way up to $24, guys. In this economy, you can't beat that. And some of these sunglasses companies out there are charging over $100 for a freaking pair of sunglasses. That is just ridiculous. Me, myself, I'm in the construction industry. I do hydrovac excavation for a living. And this right here, guys, is the high-tech, large, futuristic rimless shield sunglasses with black and green mirror finish, and this is what I will be wearing at work, and it also does have the side protection shield as well. And right now, guys, you guys can use my code JDMDennis20 to save 20% on any Morespec sunglasses that you purchase. And also, guys, if you spend over $50 on their website, it is free shipping. Thank you, Morespec, for sponsoring today's video. Now, guys, back to the video. Alright, now let's move on to the rear of the car. I'm gonna start off removing the brake lines first. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is loosen up this 10mm right here, and then loosen up this 12mm bolt right here that's holding the brake line, and then the 14mm that's in between, holding together for the brake line and the caliper. So let's go ahead and do that. God damn, that was on there tight. Probably has never been removed since the factory days. God damn, it's always so tight. Oh god, that came off. Take the e-brake cable off. There you go. Put that off to the side. Alright, now I'm gonna take the two 14mm bolts out on the back of it. Alright, I'm actually gonna take these two 12mm bolts off. 14 up. Oh, God, that was under. Brake line. Ta-da! That's how you get the caliper out. New rotors in. I'm gonna install the new brake caliper and the new steel braided line and all that, and it should be good to go. Pretty much the same process as you took it out. This one was 13mm bolts that came with it, because this is a brand new caliper, and this is kind of like remanufactured calipers, OEM style, but it's not really not. So same, but still different. You know, still the same type. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then tighten down your 14mm bolts, two of them, both top and bottom, and then make sure don't forget your e-brake cable as well. Put that on. There you go. Nicely done. Now let's install the brake line. All new hardware. Let's see how this will fit. Let's torque this down to 25 foot-pounds. Alright, let's loosen up the caliper now, and then we can install the pads. Alright, got my pads in. That's that for the rear. That'll do it. Got lines in, everything nice and tight, torqued down in spec. Nice, and we are good to go. And I just need to do the other side. Probably gonna do that tonight when I come back. But yeah, fronts are in. Man, front caliper just looks so beautiful. Golly. Okay, let's take a look at the other side too. Especially with an extended stud, it looks so much better. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, I bled my brakes, everything's done. Now, the moment of truth. Let's start the car. Let's see if she will start 114,000 miles. Oh my god. That's crazy. She's alive! She's alive! I'm so happy. Oh my god, it sounds so good. Yeah, I'm getting a video. My grandma, she's so happy. Oh my god. Ah, she's so back. Oh man, I love that sound. That's the sound of the victory. Well guys, that'll pretty much wrap up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the spoon monoblock caliper installation, and also the steel braided line and the pad rotor, so as the rear, you know, caliper and rotor as well. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But other than that, guys, the next video I'm going to be posting, well, it's gonna be a little bit sad, so stay tuned on that. Yeah, well, I had a track day and it was going good on the first session until towards the end. Something happened. So stay tuned on that video. So yeah, but other than that, guys, the next video for the RSX Type S is probably gonna be the short throw shifter and the e-brake cable, because my e-brake cable is stretched even though if I adjusted it. So that's probably gonna be one of my next videos, so stay tuned on that. But one of my next video is probably gonna be showing you guys how to fix the fuel line leak on my LBZ Duramax. So if you guys don't know, I'm having a fuel leak issue on my Duramax, so that's gonna be the next video that I'm gonna be posting, so stay tuned. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, guys, as always, peace out and stay thirsty, my friends.